Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream here on the channel for the Black Hood crew. I am your host slash chauffeur, BHCxDark. Name is always there in the corner. And as always, you can follow along on YouTube and Facebook at the Black Hood crew, and follow along at my name directly on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, TikTok, Instagram. So it is Monday, November 14th of 2022. And I'm on my way to work. It is a fairly clear day. Very nice. Nice day to be outside. I will be indoors, unfortunately, given the fact that I'll be at work. For those of you that get the opportunity to go outside and enjoy the weather, by all means. This team is too hot, too cold, not overtly cloudy. So if you're going to be anywhere in any direct sunlight, by all means, get some sunscreen on. Protect your skin, because the last thing anybody wants is to end up burned, and God forbid you develop some form of skin cancer. Don't want that. So like I said, I'm on my way to work. Yesterday was a steady day for a Sunday. Sundays normally are not like that. So it's weird. Where are you at? You're walking half the road. Thank you. Flatbed, tow truck, walking half the road. More than half the road, because these roads are already narrow enough as they are. But then on top of that, you're in the way. Great. City bus on my way. So anyway, if you plan on being out, get sunscreen on. Definitely don't want to end up getting roasted. Otherwise, enjoy the day. Enjoy these last couple, last month and a half-ish until the end of the year. You'll see what the new year brings. Hopefully good things even before then. But yeah, so we shall see how today goes at work. It was pretty steady yesterday. Hopefully we don't have a usual Monday, but it's Monday, so what do you expect? I mean, other than that, it's just still dealing with people, dealing with normal things that are coming out. Wow. This dude used the center turning lane to pass a bunch of cars, and he's doing it again to get around from the bus. But just like driving like a dick, basically. Like with no sense whatsoever. If you drive like this, stop it. Like, it's completely unnecessary that you have to specifically drive like you're always in a hurry, when in reality you got nowhere to be. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. instead. Maybe leave a little bit earlier. Where are you going? Where's a traffic cop when you need one? Just start handing out tickets. This is borderline ridiculous. 2 people driving like complete a-holes this afternoon. Got nothing better to do. Anyway, on to bigger and better things. I will be streaming Among Us VR. This time, hopefully, properly, with a full screen, unmuted audio, yada, yada, yada. But I'm definitely glad you guys were not there for the last one, even though I was. I had to hear all of it. Yeah, there was this kid, had to have been no more than maybe 10, maybe even younger. And he probably knew a couple of the other people that were in this lobby personally. There was only like 10 of us. But, you know, they decided, hey, you know what? We're going to vote him out. Just as a joke, they were going to vote him out. And we did. But the entire time, we're like pointing fingers at him and literally like, yeah, we're going to vote him out. He's got to go. He's got to go. He's like screaming into his microphone. And then proceeds to just hurl racial slurs at us. And I'm like, that deserves getting voted out more than anything else. Turned out he was one of the imposters. Like, really? Like, at a certain point, you just got to give it up and be like, okay, fine, it's me. But no, he was screaming, yelling, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me. You effing N-word this and effing N-word that. And just like, yo, relax. Not that serious. It's just Among Us. So yeah, if you do not have, or if you do have a VR headset, definitely pick up Among Us VR. It's only $10. If you don't have a VR headset, I can tell you that Black Friday is next week Friday, but you definitely want to wait for Cyber Monday to get the better deals on, say, digital hardware, digital content, like a VR headset, game consoles, things like that. That's usually where your better deal is. And unfortunately, VR headsets are still pretty expensive if you go with a brand like HTC, Sony. I think HP has one. Like, they're very expensive. We're talking about $700-800. I, however, got an Oculus, now called Meta, but the Meta Quest 2. For I think it was $250. Now it's still a fair bit amount of money, but it is one of the most common, most used VR headset manufacturers out right now. Mostly because of that price point, but also because it is backed by Facebook, who is desperately trying to change their name to Meta. Not going to happen. So, Facebook bought Oculus, the actual company Oculus, and basically took over production, took over manufacturing, took over everything. When it came to Oculus headsets, and ultimately now what they're called the Meta headsets. Meta Quest 2, in particular, is the one I have. And at first, it was more like a work in progress, at least from a software standpoint. Hardware-wise, it worked very well, but when it came to getting that integration, getting it to function with... What the hell's going on? Traffic stop, nobody's moving. And I'm literally in the middle of the road. Yeah, so at first it was a bit of hit or miss when it came to compatibility. Specifically for my use, I don't buy... In fact, I haven't bought. I think I got like one VR game that was actually purchased through the Oculus headset, through the Meta headset. Sorry, through the Meta headset. Just one, but I own others, including Half-Life Alyx and now Among Us VR. But I bought those on Steam. Now, Steam has their own VR environment called Steam VR. And it's great as a launch pad. It's just getting the Meta headset to recognize Steam VR as a virtual reality environment and game launching platform. There's a bit of finagling you had to do back in the day. Now it's much easier and it's much smoother. This is from experience. The games run much better than they did before. Still get all great features of what the Meta headset is capable of, but for Steam games. In this particular case, Steam VR and Among Us VR. Now the game does work very, very well. It's very smooth. You still have your network issues, but keep in mind this is because of the amount of people that actually have a VR headset. You don't have a large user base. So I will be attempting on Thursday, if nothing else comes up, to play Among Us VR. But given what happened when I last played with that one kid and just people being just terrible human beings inside this lobby, I will be attempting to host a room, to actually be the host of the room, and try and get people to join in and play with me. Now, that would also mean that I get to set the rules. I get to set the amount of imposters, anything like that. Keep in mind, Among Us VR is playing off of, say, when Among Us first came out. There are no roles, there's no engineer, there's no guardian angel, there's no scientist, there's no shapeshifter. Like, there is none of that. So, yeah. It's very limited on what you can do, what you can change, what settings you can change, what settings you can manage. But I'm going to go ahead and try my best. And number one thing is, the second I get anybody using racial slurs or just in general speaking unnecessarily, I'm booting them. Just kicking them straight out, go find another room. Not even kicking them, straight up banned. Now the difference being is I just kick them out of the room, but they have the opportunity to jump back in. Banning means they cannot return at all to the room, even if they punch in the lobby code, which that's still a feature that works in Among Us VR's lobby codes. Even if they were to punch in the lobby code, a banned player would not be able to return. Simple as that. They did add a DLC for like $4. I picked it up because, again, it's Among Us. Well, you have hats. You have a couple of hats, not anything too crazy. Some of the OG hats, the original hats from the original version of Among Us, have made their debut in 3D in the VR headspace, and they look great. So I am fully invested We're going to go ahead and play some more Among Us VR. And this, I'm going to make sure that the game is running properly and it can be seen, it can be viewed, all of that stuff, and heard. That's the biggest one, is heard, because again, this game has proximity chat, so there's no more having to type out your responses, trying to get people to understand you when all you can use is text chat. Now, the original Among Us does have an app that you can download for free called Advanced Proximity Chat, which does add that feature to the base Among Us game. But because it's a separate app, it's not integrated. Hopefully that is an update they release sometime in the future, and they do integrate proximity chat into the main game as a feature to turn on and not have it be a separate thing. Now, because of the proximity chat, you not only will be able to hear me as I talk normally on stream, but you will also be able to hear me as I have conversations with the other players in the lobby. So it's definitely fun. It's definitely going to be fun. Because of the nature of this type of game and trying to find out who's the imposter or imposters, since sometimes there's more than one. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun as we go forward and play Among Us. So look forward to that. Thursday, 9 p.m. Promise you this time it will be working 100%. Wednesday, as normal, we'll be playing Apex Legends. No. This Wednesday, I actually did a switch with a coworker. They needed the evening off, so I basically switched them. They'll work my morning, I work the afternoon. So yeah, I'll be working Wednesday night, so there'll be no Apex stream this week. But again, definitely here for Among Us on Thursday, and then Friday for Fortnite with my new and only free skin that I unlocked, the Chrome Punk skin that I unlocked last week. I did kind of cheat a little bit, but mostly because who really has the time while you're being shot at by other teams to do like daily quests? Go here, go there, do this, do that. No one's got the time for that. You're busy trying not to get shot. So instead, I found a map that after about 10 minutes, more or less, of some little bit of gameplay and mostly waiting, you can turn on an AFK experience, that's away from keyboard, experience farming mechanic, where you can basically set it and forget it. Walk away, come back a couple hours later, find out you've leveled up many times. That's how I was able to get the Chrome Pug skin in a matter of a couple days. I will not be sharing which map it was or who I learned it from. That's what Google is for. Use it. But I will tell you that the one I found is very simple, very straightforward, nothing overly complicated. It gets straight to the point, shows you what you need to do, tells you what you need to do, how to do it. and then you basically start farming experience. I was able to get to level 24, I believe I was at. Was it 44? No, it was about level 24. No, I was like level 40. I was level 44. I was able to get to 90, which to unlock the Chrome Punk skin, you only need to gain 50 levels. It doesn't matter what level you're starting at. It goes by total account levels. So let's say you're starting at level 30, right? Let's say from the previous chapter, previous to this chapter release, you were level 30, right? And you want to get the Chrome Punk skin. It is not you have to gain 20 levels and get to level 50 to get the skin. No, it is you have to gain 50 total account levels. So if you're level 30, you still got to gain 50 levels. Meaning you would actually be level 80 when you unlock the skin. Me, because I was starting at like 44, at level 94, I unlocked the Chrome Punk skin. Well, I actually started a little early because I gained a couple levels during this chapter, so it wasn't 94. I think it was like level 90, 91 when I unlocked the skin. Only because I was already a couple levels into the chapter to get the Chrome Punk skin without even knowing. Now, would I have eventually earned the skin through regular gameplay? Maybe, but I don't play enough to warrant taking that chance of me not earning the skin as a freebie before the challenge expires. Because again, I only really play Fortnite on Fridays. I'm not an avid player. I'm not a regular player. Although Fortnite Fridays is pretty regular, but not regular enough as in I don't play daily. We'll go with that. I don't play daily. So the likelihood of me having to actually sit down and earn the Chrome Punk skin through normal means was not going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. So I had to take advantage of an AFK XP farming map, which there are several. I tried a couple, but this one that I used worked beautifully, did the job. So, yes, in the future, if they do release more free skins, and by free I mean you don't have to shell out money, you just got to unlock them through normal gameplay experience, like the Chrome Punk skin. So until then, I will just have the Chrome Punk skin. I will not be using any other skins. Because again, I absolutely refuse to spend any money on Fortnite. Now, if someone out there decides to gift me, say, the Battle Pass, I'm not going to turn down a gift. But am I going to be sad that nobody gives it to me? No. Because again, that is not my goal. My goal is not to sink money into this game for skins and stuff that honestly do not impact the gameplay whatsoever. Which is something that I talked about when I first started streaming Fortnite. Is the fact that again, the skins do not add any gameplay mechanics, any additional abilities to the game that you can't already go through. By unlocking it through some sort of in-game mission mechanic or something along those lines. I will not be spending money on it. In fact, my original goal was to never get any skins and just be a terrorizing default player. and just start murking people as a default character. Now, because I got the Chrome Punk skin, now that kind of changed a little bit. But again, I did not spend any money. I'm still a fairly low-level player compared to some other people. But again, I'm only unlocking stuff that I can unlock through normal gameplay. If it costs money to unlock, I want nothing to do with it. Especially like the Battle Pass. Which again, I will not be picking up unless, again, someone gifts it to me. Which is an option apparently in Fortnite. You can gift someone else the Battle Pass. And give that person the opportunity to get their hands on other character skins. I'm not about that life. So if someone gifts it to me, cool. If not, no harm, no foul. I'm fine being a default character, and I'm fine now with my Chrome Punk skin, which has become my new default. So yeah, if you catch me online, please do not be scared. I'm coming for you. So yeah, that's that. So no Apex this week. Among Us on Thursday unless something else happens. And then Fortnite Fridays. Oh, and I will say this again. Tomorrow, again, here on the live stream and on subsequent streams, but just as an initial notification, I will not be streaming next week, Monday. I will not be here next week, Monday. I have an event that I'll be going out of town for the weekend. It requires an extra day, so that way I will not be here Monday. I will be back, though, for next week, Tuesday. Live stream here in the car. Oh. So there's that. So yeah. Gaming news. As many of you know, Sonic Frontiers is out. Getting pretty good reviews. Not anything to write home about, but people are enjoying the experience, which is good. You know, I was hoping that it'd be better, but I'll have to give the game a try myself, see how it is. The other big release, and this is a monster one, is God of War Ragnarok. And I have not heard a single negative thing about God of War Ragnarok. In fact, it's only been top shelf, high quality. The game's only been out a couple days, and people are already saying this is your contender for Game of the Year. In fact, it's only going to come down to two games: Ragnarok and Elden Ring. Those are your top two contenders for Game of the Year. Everything else falls behind them. So for Ragnarok to already be one of the front runners for Game of the Year, and Elden Ring's already been out for most of the year, and Ragnarok is already on par with Elden Ring. I'm sorry, but God of War Ragnarok, I think, is going to be our new Game of the Year. Elden Ring did well, but it is not going to get to compare. I mean, God of War 4, or just God of War, when it came out in 2018, automatically shot to the top and became Game of the Year. Like, it was amazing. And this one it's going to do the exact same thing. God of War Ragnarok is going to be Game of the Year at the next Game Awards. Come on. So yes, God of War Ragnarok, I'm already giving the prediction. right here, right now. God of War Ragnarok is your game of the year at the next game. Elden Ring, great game. I haven't played it, but I have it. I will sit down and give it a shot because, again, many good things said about it. I will play it. I will give it a shot. But, again, game of the year is going to be God of War Ragnarok. I'm sorry, that's just how the cookie crumbles. The story of Kratos and Atreus, you can't beat it. It just can't be beat. Cannot be beat. The gameplay, the visuals, the story, the voice acting, it's just top shelf all the way. God of War Ragnarok will be game of the year. So, great. Turns out, thanks to the idiots and their traffic, I'm going to be late, and I hate being late. So, I'm going to cut it out here. BHCxDark on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trouble, TikTok, Instagram, Black Hood Crew on YouTube and Facebook. Cutting it out here. See you again tomorrow. Be safe, be smart.